Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. This is Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Season 2, Episode 49, The Wife, the Girlfriend, and the Side Chick, okay? We're gonna jump right into it. Megan, Michael, and Sarah, okay? So we talking to Maria. Last episode, we know that Michael went to go see the kids at Sarah's house. And we think he stayed the night. He lied to Maria talking about Sarah was going to leave the house so that he could stay for the night, overnight with his kids, so he can, sleep with his kids and stuff. But we see Maria this morning, and she's saying that Michael hadn't come back to the hotel and he hadn't contacted her. So she's saying that she's worried because he hasn't. She wants to keep the communication open. Okay, that's her big thing. As long as they keep the communication open, he can have all of these girls. It's fine with her. It's fine with her, okay? So we cut to Sarah smiling out the window, watching Michael pull off. I said, you know what? It's really hard. It's really hard to try to be on. It's really hard to try to give Sarah the benefit of the doubt. It's really hard because why, Sarah? Why, girl? Stop it. But anyway, so we see her smiling while he's pulling out the driveway, and he makes it to the hotel with Maria. And Maria tries to act like she's upset. She's like, "Why you haven't contacted me, huh? Why you didn't call me? Like, what's going on?" And he says that the producers talked to him, and he says that nothing happened that night. What happened was, so after they had put the girls to bed, Sarah left her own house. She left her own house, y'all, and she didn't come back till the next morning. And he stayed there to be with the girls. And the producers are like, "That's what happened?" He's like, "That is 100% truthful of what happened." I said, you know what? So, then we get to the next scene, and we get back to Maria, and she's getting, they're still fighting about him coming back in the morning and not contacting her or whatever. And Maria says that it's not that she doesn't trust Michael. She says she don't trust Sarah because Sarah has ulterior motives. I said, you know what? I don't know what Michael has told this girl, but this is ridiculous. Maria, it's really sad to see. It's really sad to see you take over Michael, and he got what, 2 other girls we know of in the same scene with you, girl. Y'all, this is hard to get through, y'all. It's hard to get through. It's just like the Jerry Springer show. It's just like the Jerry Springer show. It's just so. Anyways, so we cut to Sarah talking to the producers, and they're asking her what happened. They're like, "Girl, what happened? Like, we know Michael was lying, so what happened?" And Sarah tries to lie at first. She's like, "Yeah, I stayed in one room, and and then he slept with the girls in the other room." And she immediately was like, "No, that's a lie. We didn't go to sleep last night, and that's my husband, and that's what it is." I said, you know what, Sarah, girl, you was just in therapy with this man. You was just in therapy. I really hope the therapist is watching this and taking complete notes. I hope she has a whole chapter of notes, okay, to help Sarah through this situation. Because Sarah is doing what she's always been doing with the boy. Going back and forth. Anyway, so then we cut back to Maria in the hotel with Michael talking. They're trying to talk, over what was going on and how they can have an open communication, because that's all Maria's worried about. And then Michael gets a phone call. He has the phone in his pocket. He don't even look at the phone, y'all. He just pulls it, presses it, turns that ringtone off, and he slides right back in his pocket. Didn't even turn it over to see who was calling, okay? And Maria's like, "Who was that?" And he was like, "That's nobody." And she was like, "Well, who is it?" Okay? And so he turns it over, and he's like, "It was Megan." And she's like, "You need to cut Megan off, okay? Megan don't need to be around us no more." And then she tells the man that she believes him and she trusts him. I don't know where Michael finds these women at. I don't know where he finds them. okay? But they all play into his game so perfectly, just so perfectly, okay? Um, yeah. So then we get to the next scene. We're still at the hotel. Michael is getting ready in the bathroom for something, child. So I don't need to know what he getting ready for. Megan is still calling him, blowing up his phone. And so Maria's like, who is that? He's like, nobody. But I need to go take a cigarette break. Okay. So she's like, okay, take a cigarette break. It's totally fine. So he goes to take a cigarette break outside. And he calls back Megan. Okay. And Megan is like, you haven't talked to me in 3 weeks. Like, you haven't been picking up my phone calls. And he's like, because I've been having some business to do when I've been seeing my pretty girls. Okay? And she's like, well, okay, but you could have picked up the phone. But it's okay. It's all right. And he's like, well, I'm going to come down there and see you. And she's like, for what? And she's like, you know, girl, I'm going to come down there and see you. You're supposed to say yes and just nod your head and agree with me, okay? And she's like, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm going to the studio, okay? And he says, okay, girl, bye. So that was it. So he tells us that it's been really stressful and so hard on him. Y'all have to have some empathy for Michael. It's so stressful on him. It's so stressful on him to have not one, not two, but 3 girls and 3 plus. Cause he probably got more girls. Okay, that is just sending him money and taking care of him and letting him cheat in peace. It's just so stressful on him. And we have to have a lot more empathy than we've been having for Michael. He is going through it, okay? So anyways, I said this is a mess, child. This is a mess, okay? So then we cut to the last scene. Sarah is in the car and she tells us that she is on the way to go see Michael because he had promised Aviana that he was gonna go take her out on like an ice cream date. Okay, so Sarah's like, it's nighttime. Sarah's like, I'm gonna pull up on him and ask him why he didn't take Aviana to go get ice cream. And Sarah, girl, just cut him off. This isn't worth it. It's no pulling up, no nothing involved. You have full custody of the kids. Just put it down in writing, you know, just for future reference when y'all finalize the divorce, you know, so you can go get to like permanent full custody. Just have it all in writing and say on this day he didn't pick up the kids. He said he was going to, you know, just record it. Okay, that's all. And just have it with your lawyer. Stop trying to run up on this man, but we know why you're running up on him, okay? Because you still love him. So anyways, so we see her outside the hotel, and conveniently Maria and Michael are outside on the smoke break. And Sarah pulls up on both of them, and she's like, hey, I need to talk to you about Aviana, okay? And then what does Maria do? Maria starts barking and chirping and whatnot and saying that if she has any business with Michael, she needs to call him on the phone. Okay? And so Maria's making herself look ridiculous at this point. Just fighting over a man that was just over at his baby mama house doing God knows what. And we know what. But, you know, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, we're going to see more of the fight next episode. But from what it looks like, they were just fussing this episode. And that's why Sarah pulled up there so that she could fuss with Michael and, you know, Maria. So that's what it is, child. Anyway, so that was Megan, Michael, and Sarah. We're going to see more of it next episode, okay? Then we get to Angela and Tony. So Angela has Tony in the car, and they're supposedly going to go suit shopping. But Angela isn't the one that's going to be suit shopping with Tony. She wants to drop him off with Tommy, okay? So that Tommy and Tony can go suit shopping, okay? And so Tony don't like it because Tony knows that Tommy does not like him. So he gets dropped off with Tommy, and Tommy's like, hey, you know, let's go in here and let's shop, okay? So Tommy is in there being strategic, okay, or strategic, like Michael would say. He's in there being strategic, and he is in there trying to pick the ugliest suits for Tony to put on, okay? He's like, look, put on this like white like trench coat suit. It's gonna look good on you, okay? That looks really nice. I like this one. Go put on this like purple coat. That's good, you know, that don't even look right on you. Go ahead and put that one on. That's gonna be good, okay? So he's in there trying to sabotage Tony's outfit, okay? And then Tony Then Tommy pulls him to the side and he's like, look, I have to tell you the truth. I proposed to Angela. And Tommy's like, I don't really care, but this is leverage for me to use against Angela. Okay, so I'm going to act like I care real quick, okay? So he's like, you proposed to Angela? And Tommy's like, yeah, I proposed. How long ago did you propose to her? And Tommy's like, I don't know, a little while ago. And Tony's like, because we were engaged for like 2 years, okay? So do you still love her? And Tommy's like, well, yeah, I still love her, whatever. And he's like, Tony's like, you better stay in your lane. Can you respect the fact that me and Angela are together, okay? And Tommy's like, well, if you hurt her, I'm gonna have to defend myself. I said, Tommy, stop it. Tommy told us before, when they, when they were he was picking out the suits. He was telling the producers like that he been training and he knows how to defend himself. So if Tony wanted, he can have it, okay? And so that's what he told Tony. He's like, look, if you hurt Angela, if you want it, I can bring it to you. And Tony's like, well, have you ever put anybody 6 feet under before? And Tommy's like, no. And Tony said, well, you shouldn't talk about things you don't know about then, all right? And Tommy's like, I was just playing. I don't want to do all of that with you. You a criminal, okay? So Tommy, just please stop it, okay? Leave Angela alone because she gonna get you hurt over Tony, okay? I want better for you, all right? I want better for you, Tommy, okay? So the next scene, Tony gets home and he has to act, right? He has to act like he is really upset about Tommy proposing to Angela. So he gets in there, slams the door, okay, why didn't you tell me that Tommy proposed to you? And Angela's like, oh my gosh, are you serious, Tony? Tony, are you serious? Really? Oh my God. He proposed to me, I told him no. I can't control him proposing to me. Tony, you were with ladies of the night. That doesn't compare, okay? It was 2 different things, okay? So, Tony is still in character mode, so he's like, no, you didn't tell me, and that is deceit, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to have some ground rules, okay? You can never speak to Tommy again, and he can't be at our wedding, okay? I'm putting ground rules down. And Angela basically was like, shut up, okay? I don't have time for this, and shut up, okay? But Tony tells us, he's like, I'm going to make this an issue, okay? And she can't see Tommy again anymore, okay? And I said, you know what? You can't give Tony any leverage or anything over Angela because he goes to outer space with it. He really does. And I really do enjoy it because he really be putting on for the cameras, okay? So anyway, then we get to Brittany and Marcelino. So we know that Marcelino was lying to Brittany about where he was the previous night. He was with a poker coach, okay, trying to get better because he'd been losing some money. But he told Brittany that he was going to a poker game with one of their cousins. And so the cousin had called Brittany last episode and was like, hey, where's Marcelino? And Brittany put 2 and 2 together and was like, girl, Marcelino was lying to me, okay? So this scene opens up. We see her in the bed. It's like 3-something in the morning, something like that. And Marcelino comes in and she gets woken up. She's like, hey, how was the game? And he was like, yeah, whatever. And she's like, well, how did cousin do tonight? And Marcelino said, he need to stop playing or whatever, And she was like, well, this man just gonna keep lying to my face like this, okay? So she lets him go to sleep. And a couple hours later, she gets up, she sees all some beer bottles on the table. She's like, typical, okay? And then she gets her son ready and the daughter ready, I guess, to go to their grandma's house because she has to come back and deal with Marcelino, and she know that she gonna try to hurt that man. So she brings the kids over so that they don't have to see that, So when she gets back from grandma's house, or from her mom's house, first thing she does is she grabs one of the bottles of beer on the table, and she puts it all on Marcelino while he's in the bed, okay? And then she says, why are you lying to me and whatnot? Tell me the truth. Like, cousin called and stop the charades. Okay, so Marcelino is silent, and she gets to putting hands on Marcelino. I say, let me tell y'all something. Stop putting hands on people when you're upset. Okay, it doesn't make it right. It don't make it right. Stop putting hands on people. You don't want people to put hands on you. Stop putting hands on people. Okay? Stop it. It's just walk away. Yeah, I mean, we have to get better at just walking away, people. It's just, come on, guys. So anyway, she puts hands on him, and so the next scene, we see that he confesses. He's like, look, I've been losing in poker, and last night I went to a professional poker coach so that she can train me. And Brittany's like, that doesn't seem too believable. So I'm gonna continue to be mad. So yeah, when I'll go to my mama house or whatever, and I'm not coming back for a little while. Okay, so she leaves. So that was pretty much it with them. Then we get to Clint and Traci. Clint goes to his mama's house. He tells us that Tracy's been gone for 2 days. Mom asks him, like, what's going on, dear heart? Okay, she's trying to be nice to him. She calls him dear heart, okay? But she knows she just wants to, like, stop talking to him, but she's trying to be nice because it's her son, okay? So, she tells Clint that Tracy loves the drugs more than she loves him. And that's just what it is, and he has to move on. He says that he wants to leave her, and mama says you better leave her, and if you don't, then you'll be estranged from me, son, because I can't take it anymore, okay? And she starts to crying and whatnot, and she's like, I love my son, but he crazy, and y'all know he crazy, okay? And we're like, yes, we know, okay? We've been seeing what's been going on, and we've been like, okay. So he says that he agrees, and he just wants her to get his stuff out of his house, and he wants her to go to rehab, okay? And yeah, so the next scene, Clint tells his mom that Tracy has been calling him and whatnot. He wants to go back to his house so that he can talk to her about going to rehab, okay? But he needs a bride, okay? And mama's like, look, I'm not enabling you anymore, son. You're going to have to find a way over there by yourself, okay? So I guess he finds a way over there because we see him getting dropped off at his house. And for some reason, he can't get into the house, okay? And so he's pounding on the doors. I'm like, is the door locked? Or like, what, you ain't got the key? Or what's going on, okay? So anyways, we're going to see more of that next episode. So then we get to Andrea and Lamar. Andrea is still upset with Lamar over this whole fornication materials in the pocket situation. So we see that Andrea's bestie, Michelle, comes over to talk to Lamar and Andrea, pretty much. So she talks to Lamar. She's like, hey, where's Andrea? Lamar's like, Andrea's downstairs, and she ain't talking to me. So go talk to her, okay? So Michelle goes to talk to her, and Andrea tells her, like, everything that happened about what she found. And then she tells Michelle that, like, she forgave him, but she's not talking to him anymore because when she calls Lamar, he be in the studio and there's girls over there, and she believes that he is messing around with some ladies of the night as well, okay? And Michelle is like, you know what? Stop it, okay? Because you going from here to like here, and I know you crazy, okay? So I'm gonna need you to stop it, and I'm going to talk to Lamar, okay? So she goes to talk to Lamar, and Lamar tells her pretty much like, what's been going on. And she's like, look, I believe you, okay? And he says, what can we do to solve this? And she says, y'all need to live together. It's been too long of y'all living apart. So she goes back to talk to Andrea, and she tells Andrea this, and she's like, look, try to work on your marriage. You know you're crazy. Stop being crazy, okay? And work on your marriage, okay? So the next scene, we see Nyla, Andrea's daughter, doing Andrea's makeup and trying to like talk some sense into her mama because we know Nyla has a lot more sense, just a lot more common sense at least than Andrea, okay? And Nyla's trying to like help her mama through the situation of like what not to do and like what to do, but Andrea not gonna listen, y'all, okay? So she says that her and Lamar are gonna go talk on the mountains, and I say, oh my gosh, on the mountain. Why I gotta talk on the mountains, okay? But it's really, once they get up there, it's like a beautiful scene. I'm like, okay, this is nice. It's scenic. It's just beautiful. So they're talking up there, and it looks like it's very cold. But they go back and forth, and they're talking nice to each other. And they decide that the family is going to decide, like through a vote system, where they live at. And so Andrea thinks that the kids are going to say that they want to live in Utah, and then Lamar thinks that the kids want to live in Los Angeles. So we're going to see next episode, okay? So then we get to Lacey, John, and Shane. So Lacey is in there talking to Jean in the room, okay, while Shane and her dad are outside fixing the trampoline. And what is she doing on the phone with Jean? Okay, she's doing what she does, for work. We know what she does for work. She's basically doing that on the phone with Jean, okay? And I said, you know what? We didn't have to see. They could have blurred this part out. They really just could have they could have just cut it out in editing. They really just could have cut it out. But anyway, we're going to see. It's going to blow up next episode with them, okay? So that's all I have for this episode, you guys. Let me know what y'all thought of it in the comments below. Do y'all watch Love is Blind? I'm thinking about putting it on, putting like reviews and like the reunion review on my Patreon. So yeah, the link for that will be in the description box. So if you're interested in that, like, let me know in the comments, and I'll have that video up soon and on Patreon for you guys. So I love you guys so much. Give me a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.